everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here, and today we are doing a crochet tutorial. Now, when it comes to crochet specialty stitches, some of the stitches can seem a lot alike. 3 stitches that get confused for the same stitch is a puff stitch, a popcorn stitch, and a bobble stitch. These 3 stitches are all completely different stitches, and I'm going to show you today each one. The first one we're going to start off with is a puff stitch, and I will pause in between each stitch to show you, to focus on one at a time, to show you what each stitch looks like. So first we're going to start with a puff stitch, and all I've done is I started a chain with a double crochet, and what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, you're going to insert your hook into the stitch and pull the yarn out as if you were starting a double crochet. You should have 3 loops on your hook now. Then you're going to yarn over again, and in that same stitch you're going to put your yarn in, or your hook in, yarn over, pull it through, and now you should have 5. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to yarn over again, and you want to make sure that when you yarn over, before I do that, I'm sorry, you want to make sure that your stitches are all the same height. So you're going to want to pull them up so that they match the size of the double crochet you see here. So then, now that you have 5 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over again. In the same stitch, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull that through, and now you should have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are then going to yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook. And then you're going to chain 1. So then you're going to yarn over, pull up. And you've just completed a puff stitch. So let's do that again. So we're going to yarn over like we're going to double crochet. You're going to insert your hook into the next stitch. You're going to yarn over again and pull that through. So that makes 3 stitches, or 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again in the same stitch, insert your hook, yarn over and pull it through. So now you should have 5. Pull it up to make sure it matches the same height. You're going to do it one more time. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. So now you should have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to pull it up. Don't pull it too tight because you don't want to pop your yarn. But you're going to pull it up so it matches the height you want. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. Let's practice that some more. So we're going to keep going and doing that. And this is a puff stitch. It's just that simple. You are literally, it's like you're double crocheting, except for you're not finishing it. You're just yarning over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And you're going to do that 3 times into the same stitch. You're going to then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook. And it might be a little tricky to get them through all 7. Just wiggle your hook around like this, and that should get them to come through all 7 loops like this. And then you're going to chain 1. You don't want to forget that chain 1 because that's what makes sure it stays secure. So again, we're going to go in, come out, yarn over, go in, yarn over, come out. Good. One more time. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have 7 loops on your hook before you pull the yarn through. And then you're going to chain 1. I'm trying to pull some yarn here. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. One more time, yarn over into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. And you're going to keep doing that until you get to the end of your row. one more time, yarn over, and remember you're going into the very same stitch and you're going to do it 3 times into each stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull that through, pull it up at that point, because then that's going to set how tall you want it. And of course you want it as tall as the rest of them, so pull it up as tall as you need it to be. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. That's number 2, and we're going to do it one more time. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. And now they're all the same height. You can wiggle them around a little bit. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and then chain 1. And that is how you execute a puff stitch. And then your puff stitches should look like this. Next, we're going to work on a bobble stitch. Take a second to pause this video and take a look at your stitches. This is what your puff stitch should look like. And the only reason why mine's around it is because I did a plain chain underneath. So because the stitches are wider than what's underneath it, it's going to bow out like that. But this is what your puff stitches should look like. So take a minute, practice this stitch, and as soon as you're ready, we'll move on to the next stitch. Okay, and we're back. So now that we've learned the puff stitch, let's move on to the popcorn stitch. Now this stitch can be made bigger or smaller using more or less stitches. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to use the same little double crochet starter that I had there. What you're going to do is you're going to do 5 double crochets into the next stitch. So 1, and I'm sorry, I'm going to show you how to do a double crochet in just in case you forgot. So you're going to yarn over, insert into your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to do that 5 times into the same stitch. So 5 double crochets into the same stitch. And remember, this can be made bigger or smaller by using more or less double crochets into your stitch. Alright, so once you get your 5 double crochets, and you can count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to take your hook out of your stitches, and from front to back, you're going to insert your hook into the top of the first double crochet stitch you made, and then put it back into your loop, and you can pull your string to adjust it to the size of your hook, and then you're going to pull it through, and then chain 1. Alright, so did you get that? If not, that's okay. Let's try one more time. I'm actually going to skip a stitch and work into the next stitch. So again, you're going to do 5 double crochets into your stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I lift my loop up a little bit, as you can see there. I lift it up to give it some room. I go into that very first stitch, which is going to be right here. I grab my loop, tighten it on my hook, and then pull it through. It's essentially like you're making a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 1. So we're going to keep doing that the whole way throughout. So 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take our hook out, insert into the first stitch, grab hold of our loop, pull it through that first stitch, and then chain 1. And we're going to keep doing that to the very end. And then we're going to do it one more time together. So, in case you missed it, we're going to do the 5 double crochets into the stitch. And of course, to get it from rolling, you want to make sure your stitches aren't really super tight. My tension for that base stitch down there is a little tight, so it's going to bubble up a little bit, but that's all right. And plus, the more you make it, the more bubble or popcorn stitches you make, the less likely it is to curl up on you like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Take it out of there, insert it into the first one, grab the loop, pull it through, chain 1. And there you have it, the popcorn stitch. And your popcorn stitches should look just like this, and if they don't, you can easily pop them out like that. So here are your popcorn stitches, and that's what they look like. So next, we're going to try the bobble stitch. So if you need a second to pause, please feel free to do so. And I will see you when it's time to start the bobble stitch. Okay, so we're moving on to the bobble stitch. Now the bobble stitch is a lot like the puff stitch, except for there's a little twist on it. So if you need to pause at any time, please feel free to pause the video. It is okay to take a couple of minutes to practice the stitch on your own without the video narration telling you what to do. So feel free at any time to pause the video. If you're not getting it right away, just keep trying at it and you will get it. It just takes a little bit of practice, but I'm positive that you can get it. If I can do it, you can do it. So now, moving on to the bobble stitch, whatever chain you start with, you want to make sure it's an even number. And so here on mine, when I started this, I started with 20 and then I did 20 double, or I did 22. And then I did 20 double crochets, because when you go up to your next row, you skip 2 chains and then go into the third one. So I did skip 2 chains and then I did 20 double crochets to make my little base chain here for this tutorial. So what you're going to do next is you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm starting this one from the very beginning because that first chain 3 is going to count for your bobble stitch. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. It's just like, again, like you're making a double crochet. You're going to yarn over, you're going to insert it through 2 of those hooks, and you're going to leave it just like that. So you should have 2 posts. Your chain 3 is going to count as 1 post, and then the post you just made is going to count as 1 post, okay? So then you're going to yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, and now you should have 3 posts. You're going to do that until you have 5 posts. So let's do it again. Yarn over, pull through, put into that stitch, pull, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2. So now we have 4, and one more time. So yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and now you should have 5 posts. So that chain 3 counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to yarn over and go through all 5. And then that very next stitch, you're going to single crochet. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull that through, yarn over, pull through. So then we're going to do the same thing in the next stitch. We're going to do another bobble. And there's your first bobble there. So for your next bobble, we're going to do all posts, because there's no chain 3 on this one. It's going to be all post. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 2 posts. And you don't want to count that single crochet. I know it's going to look like a post, but it is not a post that we're going to count. It's only the ones that are in that stitch. So only those 2 there are going to count as our stitches, or our post, I'm sorry. So those two there count as our post. So we have 2, insert, pull through 2. So now we have 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Sorry about that, I had to turn the volume off on my phone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that we have 5 on there, we're going to yarn over, pull through all 5, and then single crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to complete that action the whole way to the end. And since this is our last one, we're going to single crochet into that stitch. And then if you were going up the next row, you would just chain 2, or I'm sorry, chain 3. And that there is your bobble stitch. And yes, where all 3 of them do look alike, they are all 3 different stitches. And as you could tell, even I was getting a little tripped up there between the puff and the bobble because they are very similar. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. If you like this video tutorial and want to see more, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified whenever I put up a new video. Again, I do crochet tutorials and diamond painting, so I will make sure to make a playlist so that you, if you are just coming for crochet, have a playlist just for you. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye!